5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. My voice is pitched. Oh yeah. 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys all for the support on my subscribers. It's gone up pretty fast and I'm very excited about it because it gives me the privilege of being able to do all these things for you and show you guys my life and all the things that I like to do as far as like suggestions and giving you guys workout tips and all that jazz. And obviously we're going to go on further in our journey and do other things besides fitness, so I'm excited about that. Excuse my congestion. I can't seem to get over this like cold thing, whatever is going on with my nose. I'm actually filming in a parking lot because this is the only light that I could find, because you guys know it turns like dark at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon these days. But if this isn't good lighting, I thought maybe because it was like giving like, you know, that face halo on my eyeballs so that, you know, I looked like whimsical and romantic. Oh my god, this drink is so good. No ad, no sponsor, but Starbucks. Ooh. This pumpkin thing. But I'm still getting used to all of this, and like I don't have like the whole lighting kits and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how to do any of that, but we're learning guys. Stick with me. I am quirky and I've got a lot going on with my life, so it'll be very exciting to see this journey in like the next 2 years and be like, whoa. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about glutes today because what else? But with the questions I get with the holidays coming, I feel like this was a good video, because with the holidays we tend to, you know, enjoy our food, and so with that we can focus on gains. This is the season for gaining and growing your muscle and really packing on the muscle before we want to shred out in the spring and summer, before we get in our bathing suits and all that kind of stuff. So I got a lot of questions from a lot of people. Okay guys, we've moved locations. We have moved locations. Anyways, that wasn't funny at all. Today I'm going to talk about glute training, the 5 different things that I really have found help me grow my glutes, that really have helped me grow my glutes, maintain my glutes, and it's good to change up your workouts, but not all the time. I've talked to a lot of people that feel like they have to change their workout every week, and that's not the case. Doing different workouts every week is not really going to be great for your training, because your body needs to adapt to things, and also your body needs to grow the mass. So doing like 3 weeks of volume training and then going into 3 weeks of negative training and then 3 weeks of drop set training, that would be something I recommend. But don't change your workout every single time that you go to the gym, because your body needs to understand and learn and how to adapt your muscle groups in order to grow. So that's something I would recommend to you. Don't change your movements every single time. And also I'd recommend getting some knee braces if you have bad knees or knees that feel like they need a little bit more support. I would definitely recommend the knee braces, the compression braces. I use them on my heavy leg training because I have a knee injury from a long time ago, and so it really helps me explode for my movements, and yeah, kind of protects my knees. Definitely the time to really focus on that and change up your workouts and really see what works for you, so that in the spring you can shred out and look, shred out, you could shred out. So I'm actually going to do the movements at the gym, and then I'm going to put them, and then I'm going to explain what I'm doing, just so that you can see if you're doing the form right. A lot of the times the form isn't always right. It gives you a better insight as far as what to do during that movement and if your form is correct. Okay. So, oh, got a bug. There was a bug on me. So you guys, we're gonna talk about the movements. Again, my chest looks really shiny. That's exciting. And my congestion is just through the roof right now. Been taking a lot of, you know, been trying to rest and stuff, but it's just not going away. It's just sticking in. So my favorite glute movements are lunges. That's my favorite. No, it's not a squat. Squats are a whole different breed. They are definitely something that is form related. So everyone is different when they do squats. If you're more quad dominant, you're gonna feel the squat more in your quads. If you're more hamstring or glute dominant, that might work for you. But for me, I'm more quad dominant, so I tend to push through a lot of my movements with my quads. Lunges are one of my all-time favorite movements. It really does work the full leg glute area and also that piriformis area for females. That's a really great area to target. To speak on lunges, there are different kinds of lunges. There are pulse lunges, there are closed stance lunges, and then there are wider stance lunges. You can do this however you feel. I really do recommend a full wide lunge and a step through lunge, meaning that you're not pausing, you're not stopping with one foot to the movement. You're going from one step through into the other step. The focus of a really good lunge movement is to keep your chest up and to keep those weights right next to your side. Okay, so it's a controlled movement, and it's also there's different variations for the lunges. Yeah, pulse lunges, regular lunges. You can do side step lunges. There are lateral lunges. There's a whole different form of lunge movements that you can do. Next is going to be a hip thrust, obvious law. A hip thrust from the barbell. So for the hip thrust that I'm going to be showing you, I'm not doing heavy weight. I'm doing lightweight for me, heavyweight for me. I'll do like a 1 rep max or something. I'll do like 500. I usually start with 2 plates. Plus you want to make sure if you're doing like a free bench that you have a support behind it so that it doesn't push. When you're doing the hip thrust, you're going to kind of want to go slow down, arch your back a little at the very bottom because you want to feel like a string is pulling you, and then you're going to push through the glute all the way up, okay? And you're going to pause at the top. So the thing about hip thrust is to isolate the movement so that you really feel it in your glute. I like to do really heavy hip thrusts or high rep hip thrusts to really burn out that muscle or to grow the muscle. Next for me is a sumo squat. So sumo squat, you have a really wide stance and your feet are pointed outwards, and you're either going to have a heavy dumbbell or a T-bar between your legs, right? So the goal of a sumo squat is to really work that outer glute area and also the outer hamstring area to really make it pop. So I love sumos. I neglected those for a long time because I really didn't understand the movement, and this is way back when. Then I started doing them and I noticed a whole world of difference. You can do sumo squats with the Smith machine. You can do pulse sumo squats, but this is a really great movement for your outer thigh, that outer glute area, to really give a nice shape to your backside. Bingo. So you can obviously tack on other movements to these workouts, like on a hip thrust. You can do a heavy barbell hip thrust and then drop it off and do a single leg hip thrust, elevated or not elevated. Do them pulse, you can hold to kind of burn out that muscle. With lunges, you can do switch lunges after that to burn out that muscle as well. And with sumo squats, you can also do wide leg squat jumps to burn out that muscle too. So there's a whole bunch of different variations. That's more of a hip workout. The next movement is an RDL. That's one of my favorites. With RDLs, I like to do them pretty heavy. The more you lift heavy, the more your muscle's gonna grow. It doesn't make you bulky, just is growing those muscles. So the heavier you lift, the bigger muscle mass you can get. So I like to do RDLs very heavy. I like to do them very slow. I like to do full leg RDLs, and I also like to do short RDLs, which go to your knee and up. I also like to elevate my feet on the wedges that they have at the gym. If not, you can use a plate underneath your feet. This really allows to give a little bit more pull on that hamstring tie-in area right there. And for me, if you're flexible and you have a problem with kind of feeling the movement, this is something great to try because it gives you a little bit more of a pull in the back of your leg. So you can put your toes up on the plates or the wedge if you have those, and you can do RDLs with your easy bar, your barbell, your dumbbell, or the Smith machine. You can do elevated RDLs. You can do RDLs 3 points, which are your toes in, your toes out, and in your toes forward. So this could be a whole circuit for you as far as RDLs. There's a whole lot of things to do with these movements. And lastly is the Bulgarian split stance squat. This is great. You can put your back leg up on the bench or on a medicine ball. This is great again for the glute tie-in area, for the glute area, and for the back of the leg in general. Again, so these movements that I'm talking about are just the movements, the 5 best movements that I feel for me have really helped grow my glutes, and in different variations. You can do volume lifting, you can do pyramid training, you can do drop sets, and you can also do negatives. So a negative would be where you're going into the movement and you're counting down to 3 very slowly and then exploding up. This is great to have really great muscle memory. You can do pyramids, which is basically where you go from like 15 to a rep range of like 4. So you're going 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4. And each rep that you're doing, each set that you're doing that you're going down in reps, you're increasing the weight. So that's pyramid. And then we're gonna go into drop sets, which is basically doing the movements as far as like heavier to lighter. So you're gonna go from the lower rep range to the higher rep range, and then once you drop the weight, you're gonna do the lighter weight until a failure movement. So for instance, if I was doing RDLs, I could put a 60 pound out, an 80 pound, and a 100 pound. And I would go and do the 100 pound for 4, and then I would go and do the, if I said 80 or whatever, for let's say like 6, and then I would do the 50 for 8. And then I would drop that, and then I would either go body weight until failure, which means that I can't do anymore, or I pick up a lighter weight and do that same movement until failure, which means I can't do anymore. So that's drop sets. And then you have volume training, which is basically doing like 10 sets of 10 of something. That's a whole nother thing. If you want to do volume training, look into that. And you just have normal weights where you just do the normal reps and sets at the same weight each time. So these are the different ways that you can challenge yourself in your workouts and increase your muscle mass with pyramids, drop sets, negative training, volume training. You can do these movements I just mentioned like that. Lunges. These are the solid ones, and then you can add the variations to them, like lunges, solid, and then you can do lateral lunges, pulse lunges, hip thrusts, solid, and then you can do the elevated hip thrust, single leg hip thrust, sumo squats with a bar, a T-bar, or a dumbbell. You got RDLs, solid, and then you can do the 3-point RDLs, the elevated RDLs, the half leg RDLs. And then you can also, then the last one was the split stance squats, the Bulgarian split stance squat. You can also change up the weight on those. You can do pulse split stance squats, and you can do jump split stance squats. But those are the solid movements, and then you can add all those little variations around them to better your workout, and to also add maybe a HIIT component, which is basically a cardio component to your workouts. So I hope this helped, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Stay yourself, stay quirky, and stay unique, guys. Oh, follow me at Nellylynn Fit, NELLIELYNNFIT on Instagram, TikTok, and, well, YouTube. Anyways, enough for my spiel. Hope